friends, and welcome back to my channel. It is halfway through July at this point. I don't know, I feel like in every one of these videos I'm like, where the frick is the time gone? Because it just keeps disappearing. But I don't know how it's already halfway through July, but that means it is time to give you some planty updates and show you what's going on in my collection right now. Anything good, bad, in the middle. Update you on what's going on. So that is what I'm going to be doing today. Before I get into it though, I just want to say, if you're new here and you don't know me already, hi, my name is Emma and I make houseplanty content all over the internet. So if you want to follow along with my houseplanty journey and maybe learn something along the way, stick around, watch some of my videos, and subscribe to my channel. If you're not new here, welcome back. Let's get into the updates. I was originally going to get into the living room first, but y'all just saw this, so I might go to a different room and come back to this one in a little bit. Let's get into the office then, because I feel like this is like the major change I made in the last month, and so that's the main thing that I really definitely want to update y'all on. So let's go inside the Rudsta. As you can see, it has filled out a little bit more since I kind of sorted this whole bit out, and I did put some supplies down at the bottom, which I think is really good. This is all my like inorganic material that like is just dry, so I don't need to worry about it like adding extra humidity. You can see the humidity is a little bit high in here at 59%, which isn't my ideal, but at the same time it's gonna be fine. And as soon as I like transfer some of these things that are still in soil into, maybe not this one, but that one, into some semi-hydro, then we can probably get the humidity down just that little bit more. But I'm pretty sure things are actually freaking growing in here. This little guy definitely didn't have those green spots, which means it's growing, in the last time I filmed. There's a little bit on that one as well, and then this top one looks like it's actually putting out more too, but I think this one already had some, so this one isn't growing new, but it is still growing, which is super duper exciting. I feel like my euphorbia, that little bit of like light green at the top, that to me signifies that it's growing as well, because I don't think it had that before, so I have to assume that that's happened since it's been in here. Yeah, I also put in some snake plants, just because why not fill this out a little bit more. If I get some like more cacti and succulents, I can take these out again, but I just want to see how they do in like quite high light for a little while. And Cleo was also getting into this one, so less than ideal, but I wanted to see how this new environment affects everything. And I also have some new addition of cacti that I got from the swap and from friends, and they're just really exciting. If anyone knows what type of cactus this is, I would greatly appreciate it. It has 4 sides, and lots of little spikies, which are quite fun, and it's really tall, which I love. I think it's really cool, and my friend really kindly gave me this pot for it to go in as well, which is super freaking cute. And I'm just really loving this space now, and like not worrying about it really. Like I don't need to stress about it where I used to have to. Oh my goodness, also my Joseph's coat is definitely growing as well. It definitely was not pink before, and so I think that must be sun stress. And it looks like it might be branching off from maybe there and there. I don't know, but I am very excited about it. So I am really happy about this space, and I think things are growing quite well in here. So glad that I made the switch of this cabinet to something a bit more arid. I still struggle a little bit with this area because I do normally have my laundry up here, so it's kind of hard to access. But things are growing pretty well, even though I've been like massively neglecting these moss poles. Maybe I will water them soon. My Anthurium clarinervium has got a new leaf on it, which is super exciting. It's so ditty right now, and we'll see how big it gets. But otherwise in this zone, things are doing pretty well. So the Regal Shield. I don't know why that leaf is droopy because it does have water, but it has also put out a new leaf, which is exciting. And my Branchifolia, which both of these two were inside of the Rudsta before. They're now outside of the Rudsta, and I feel like they're honestly happier for it because it was just that slight bit too bright. And I'm not sure, like that's the caterpillar of the last leaf. Oop, didn't mean to break that off. But it feels like it's pregnant, so there's probably going to be another leaf coming out of that one quite soon, which hopefully I don't lose this leaf when that happens, because I would like for it to have more than one leaf. I think I just need to be really on top of watering and keeping it nice and fertilized so there's enough like fuel for the plant to continue growing. Probably the most annoying thing in here is that I found thrips on these set of plants. I have like very crudely separated them from the other ones over here, which I'm pretty sure don't have thrips. It is my big Monstera. You can see I took a leaf off the top there because it just had so many thrips that I just didn't fancy dealing with it, and I have got some predatory mites on it now, so hopefully that is helping solve the problem. But the one I saw on first was my Silver Sword, who I also took the main culprit leaf off of just because I cannot be bothered. Like if it's super infested, like there's not really that big of a point to me like trying to save the leaf because it's not going to look that great anyways, so I may as well just remove most of them physically. And then I've got predatory mites on that one as well. My Frigidii White Stripe did have some thrips on it too, but I think I manually squashed all of them because there weren't that many on it. So I think it's honestly fine for now. I am just keeping an eye on like these few as well as the ones just below to make sure that they're not getting any like fallen thrips on them either. This whole section, I mean this whole shelf on these bottom bits are feeling super chaotic to me. I think it might be a project where I go in and sort them all out and like decide what I want to keep on here and what I don't, just because it feels so crowded that I can't actually see anything, which stresses me out. So like I can't really tell if there's something going wrong until it's a little bit too late, or if something doesn't have water in it. Like I've got quite a few things in semi-hydro at the back, like the Alocasia, Stingray, and the Light Vein Maranta. Those are both in pond and I can't see their water reservoirs, so I just have to like go on blind faith that I'm not failing them, which, let's be honest, is not the most reliable bit of information that I can go off of. I've spotted a thrip on here. See that? Pretty sure this is a Philodendron Gigantum variegated, or it's the Jose Buono. I get so confused with them, especially when they're little, but I mean, again, it's got some predatory mites quite by it, so I'm not too worried about it. I think the answer is I don't really care about thrips anymore. They happen, and it's just something that I slowly have to deal with over time. An exciting bit of something down here is that my Cissus Discolor is doing so well in semi-hydro. So one, it's right beneath a grow light, so I think that really helps it go a bit more bushy. And also it is staying constantly hydrated because it's in semi-hydro, and I've been quite on top of keeping it watered. So it is absolutely loving that situation. I should probably get it on a trellis soon because it is starting to like tendril a little bit, but I'm just really excited that it is not all the way lost and gone and dead, because that would have been really sad if I had completely lost it. I just found a ton of thrips on my variegated heartleaf. I don't know how you can see all of them, but there is so many on there. And so because there's so many on that leaf and like not tons on the others, I will literally just remove this leaf. Just pinch it off. Helps that I've got nails at the minute. Look at all of them. There are so many on that. Gross. So I'll just like rinse this off and throw it into the bin, and then put predatory mites on that or near that so I can make sure that it's fine, because I don't want to lose this one. Also, the new growth has come in like completely green, so not too sure what's going on with it, but I mean, we'll see. I do really like it still, so hopefully I can get it to get the variegation back, because it is stunning. So I've just thrown that leaf out and I washed my hands before I carry on like touching all of my plants. So yeah, don't worry, I have washed my hands and everything is fine. Speaking of thrippy plants though, my El Choco Red had some thrips on it a while ago. I think I noticed them in my favorites video, so a couple weeks ago. And I've since put the predatory mite sachet on it, as you can see. And I think they're doing their job quite well. So all of those little sections with those dots, those are the little predatory mites working. I feel like those are the spots where there's probably a bunch of eggs laid within the leaf, and so all the predatory mites are surrounding them to like get their food from the eggs. Oh, you can see a couple of them moving, which is super exciting. So I think that is working, and those predatory mites are helping with everything else in this zone, which, I mean, it's kind of a big zone to have just one sachet, but it's honestly fine, and I've been keeping an eye on them, which is what's most important in these situations. I am still loving watching my Anthurium crystallinum inflorescence, or I guess is it an infructescence now? When does it switch? Because it's got some berries on it. I mean, they're nowhere near ready. I think it's going to be a while yet, but it is doing so well, and I'm so excited about it. It does have another inflorescence on it, which is in the pollen stage, so I'm actually going to be collecting some pollen from that and maybe storing it in the fridge or the freezer to hopefully get some more things pollinated with it later. This is just generally a really happy, healthy plant. Like, look at these huge leaves. This is the newest one, and it is just starting to harden off now. So I'm just really pleased with how well it's doing, and I'm just so proud of it. I freaking love this Anthurium. It's so big and beautiful and luscious. Oh my goodness. Okay, I was literally about to talk about my banana plant, which is doing, I think, much better, but I was in here looking at my Micheliziana, and do you see that webbing on there, as well as all of those white spots throughout the whole leaf? I think it's got spider mites. Oh no, that is really annoying. I do have spider mite sachets at the minute, but I think I'm gonna have to treat this one properly. Give it some, I don't know, alcohol wiping, which is not my ideal, but oh my goodness, I don't think I've actually ever had a spider mite infestation this bad where I've seen webbing this intensely. That's actually kind of really cool. It's on like a lot of the leaves as well. Some on that one, some on that one, on that one. They're just, all of them are little webbed little butt heads. Oh, that is really annoying, and it is touching the banana plant, so I probably should clean off the banana plant now. Oh, that is frustrating. I guess that's what I'm doing after this video. It'll be fine for now. I've left it this far and not noticed it, so it should be okay for a little bit longer, maybe. So that is quite annoying. I am just gonna have to treat probably all the plants in this area, which there's not tons, it's just 4, but it's just kind of quite annoying. Such a shame. It's really, like, it even has a spider mite preventative or predatory mite sachet on it, so I'm really not sure. I'm hoping my calathea doesn't have some as well, but it might do, so I'm gonna give that a thorough check over. This one looks fine though. I will also double check it. I don't think I can be bothered to go in deep right now and check it, because it's just gonna demotivate me to film the rest of the video. I guess we can have a look in the bedroom now. And again, don't worry, I have washed my hands since looking at the spider mites, so it should be okay. My Anthurium Doriaki funky warped leaf has come out, and I still kind of love how weird it is. It's just so misshapen. But I think it's really cute, so I'm just gonna keep it as it is. But it is seeming very happy here, just in some moss, so that's really good. Honestly, not much to report about these ones because they've just been so steady and fine, and like I don't really worry about them at all, which is great. I do need to give them a bit of a water. You can see the Syndapsis exotica here is a little bit curly, but for the most part, like this is just doing really well, and it's very happy. But I just like don't need to worry about this section like I worry about a lot of other things, because it's just like very chill, easy stuff up here. I think my string of turtles is at the point where I should probably propagate it. I could probably chop it there and pot them back up into the top. What do you think? I feel like it's getting really long, and I would love if I could get it a little bit bushier. I can't believe how well this one has grown, honestly. I got it from like a couple strands, and it is doing so freaking well here. Carrying on to this section, ignore all those Florida ghosts because they're not actually mine, they're for the plant swap. But my little Stephonia erecta leaf is doing so freaking well. I am so proud of this thing. And the lights aren't on in a minute because it's still quite early, but it is doing really, really well, and I think it's really enjoying getting the 12 hours of light a day. Like, you can see how big that leaf is. I mean, maybe you can't. It's like quite a lot bigger than I've had in previous years, so actually really, really happy with that one. The bloom on my Hoya rosita came and went. I'll insert a picture of it because it was really, really cool, and I actually did get to try the nectar of this one, which was super fun. It had so much nectar, so I gave it a little taste. I'll pop that video in as well. Oh, that's super sweet. Kind of tastes like caramel or like golden syrup. It's pretty good. But otherwise, this section is doing pretty well. I mean, it's hard to see because of the light, but I'm pretty sure, like, my mistletoe cactus is quite a lot happier now. It hasn't been like dropping needles anymore, like maybe the odd one or two, but nothing compared to what it was doing every single day before I gave it a repot. So I think it must be liking its new situation, and I think it is also probably putting out some new growth. So we are in a good spot with this one now, and I'm very, very happy with it since the repot. Over here, things are also doing pretty well. You can see there is some new growth on my fern leaf cactus. All those like sort of lighter spots at the top. It's all new growth, so that is growing amazingly. And oh my goodness, my ZZ just put out like a proper like frond thing, because normally they come out and it's like just this tiny little one here, but this one, it's all the way up there, and I'm so excited to watch it slowly turn black, which is exciting. First one I've had like properly from this in like years, but otherwise this section just needs like a little bit of a water. I need to spend some time doing plant chores today and get this room watered because I've not watered this room properly in a minute, but they could all use a little bit. And another thing that I do want to do this week probably is pot up my Hoya clemensiorums, because they have massive roots, and I just got some new aeroid tower pots, the 7cm ones, which will be perfect for these because they need that little bit more height. Again, this section, like, if it's doing nothing right now, I'm actually really okay with it because it probably is actually growing and I can't notice it, but it's not doing bad things, which is something that's really, really important to me. I did find thrips in my little mini thing the other day, which is kind of annoying. They were on this varicosum, which isn't a surprise. Those are freaking thrip magnets, but I think I got them all. I do need to get more predatory mites and put them in here. Maybe I just need to do like an emergency order for the ones in the office as well. So overall, I am really liking this space. It is staying 63-64% humidity without any sort of added extras. I could seal it and make it higher, but I'm actually pretty okay with it for now. I've just been leaving it, and because there's like things in semi-hydro in there, it ends up just being a little bit higher anyway. So actually very happy with that little space. Or excuse this like crazy mess. We're messy people, I'm sorry. Got some super exciting growth on my Alocasia poly in the kitchen as well. You can see that both of the growth points that were there last month have properly started to put out some new leaves, which is freaking exciting. And I'm pretty sure my Dracaena is growing as well. I don't remember it being that tall before, but they're both doing like really well, and I'm really happy and excited for it. So very glad to see what these leaves turn into and how big they're going to be, because it would be awesome to kind of essentially double the size of this plant. And now we can get back to the living room. I am absolutely freaking loving this whole zone now that I have changed it up a little bit. I feel like there's just much more space, and I don't think I mean space for new plants. I just like that there's room. And I am planning very soon to extend some moss poles and get them sorted. I might need to extend the Monstera one as well, or prune that back. I don't know, I haven't decided on that one yet. But the Cebu Blue will definitely be getting a bit of an extension, as well as probably this bad boy in the middle here, the Dubia. And I still haven't gotten rid of the Ficus Audrey. Someone mentioned that I should just like prune it and see if I can get it to grow some more. I haven't decided if I want to sort of make that commitment to it or just leave it and hope that it'll be okay. Maybe vote down in the comments if you think I should try for it or not give myself the stress and just give it to the sidewalk for somebody else to pick up for free. Of course, this tidiness didn't last long here. I will, right after this video, put these things away as well. I'm gonna do it. But I am really liking having my Schismatoglottis here, because I can actually freaking see it and pay like quite close attention to it to see if it needs some water. So I am very happy with that decision. Also, y'all should be proud of me. I gave to a friend that Anthurium Silver Blush Forgetty Eye that was here. I gave it to a friend. And so I don't have it anymore, which is good. So it leaves a little bit of space if I did want to put something else here. I've also been really enjoying all of the growth on my Thanksgiving cactus. It has actually been popping out tons and tons. You can see all the little light greeny bits are popping out, which is very exciting, and I think it's really liking the change in soil I gave it recently as well. Like, it properly started growing after that. So I have to put it up to that then, because it wouldn't have been anything else. Before it was just doing nothing, and now it's got tons and tons of new growth. I'm also still feeling really happy with this section, and I've actually found it easier to water the moss pole being here and kind of keep an eye on it because I sit here on the couch. So I get to keep a better eye on things, and Cleo. But I still really like this sort of underplanting thing. I know I didn't actually underplant because they're not in the same pot, but I think these are happy here and are going to continue to enjoy that little bit more light in this zone. And then the cabinet sort of zone is the last little corner for me to talk about. My Gloriosum actually just unfurled this leaf up here. It is still soft and awkwardly facing a very odd direction. I'm surprised it's not facing towards us, but I mean, it's fine. If it wants to face the dark corner, it can. I'm just glad that it's popped out, and we'll still be hardening off for a little while. And then going inside of Le Cabinet, this has also been feeling really busy for me in here, and it's an area where I think I want to rearrange at some point. Maybe I'll make a video on that. It's just feeling too chaotic for me at the minute. Things are growing super duper well, but it's kind of overgrown and not allowed me to fully pay attention to things as much as I would like to be. Like, I have a new leaf on my Alocasia back there, my little platinum, and I can barely see it. And I want to be able to see it. Also, freaking my Hoya, this is my Hoya Australis Lisa, that it has grown all the way back around there, and is coming up here. I think it is basically begging for a trellis, so I might need to take that out and put it on a trellis because it desperately looks like it needs one. And oh my god, this is probably one of the most exciting things in this whole video. My frickin' Synapsis tricolor finally put out that new leaf. Oh my freaking goodness, I am in love with it. It is so beautiful. You can really see the like tricolorness even on this tiny leaf. So I am so glad that I've been watering this essentially cup of dirt for so long, because it's actually finally put some growth out. Like, I knew it wasn't dead, and I'm so glad I waited, because it's actually doing something. So I'm just gonna keep chugging along with this one and hope that I can get a big beautiful plant, because I am obsessed with the Synapsis tricolor, and it's only taken a year for it to do something. And then at the bottom, we are also still quite jam-packed at the minute, which is fine. I am contemplating taking my Regal out of such a high light situation, because it is like quite close to the grow light there, and I think it could use slightly less light, because you can see it's getting burnt up here. And I'm almost tempted to do the same with my Warwickwianum, because Claire basically took this one, I think she might have taken both of her anthuriums, or maybe just one, out of her cabinet recently, and she said she's really liked that change in them. My Warwickwianum leaf has hardened off at this point, and it is large. I like can't fit it all in one frame because it's so big. And even though it did have thrips on it, I think I have sorted that out. But you can kind of see in the back there, that leaf is probably come to the end of its life, unfortunately. So right now we're doing a little bit of one out, one in on my Warwickwianum leaves, unfortunately. But hopefully, if I get this in a better spot and I can like stay a little bit more on top of watering it, because it's kind of like pushed to the back of my cabinet, then I'll be able to get it to grow better, and stay leafy like I want it to. My Majestic, which I never freaking talk about also, is doing so well too. It is just on a pole, which I never hydrate. I'm really bad at hydrating the poles in here. Like, these ones are all very unhydrated, and I don't know why. I feel like I'm really good at watering the ones in the living room. The ones in my bedroom are okay, but the ones inside of cabinets I just do not freaking touch. So I need to probably get more on top of that. But my Majestic is not seeming to care, and it is still putting out fabulous growth, which I am super duper excited about and glad that it is happy. Oh, I just can't wait to see how big this is getting, because look at the change. It is brilliant. I need to do an extension on this moss pole as well, because it has completely come off of it now, and it needs that. Oh, also, oh my goodness, I just saw this. My Regal might be putting out a bit of new growth as well. Holy cow, that is freaking exciting. It's kind of hard to see in there, but I might be getting a new leaf, which means I really probably should pull it out before it starts coming. Otherwise that change could really not be good for it. So maybe that's something that I will do this week as well, before that starts to properly come out. My Pallidiflorum, oh my goodness. That thing that I wasn't sure whether or not it was inflorescence or a new leaf is, in fact, if I can get it to focus, a new leaf, which is coming out, and so freaking exciting. I am so looking forward to watching that one grow. Oh my goodness. I'm so pleased about this. Very exciting. Love that. But yeah, that's pretty much the main things that are going on in here at the moment. Everything else is just chugging along, being happy little campers. I think this leaf is new. It looks extra shiny for my black velvet alocasia. But yeah, just a happy little cabinet, doing its thing. Might have pests, but I feel like it's all pretty under control in this zone. So that is it. That is everything that's going on in my plant collection right now. I started filming this video so optimistically, like, yeah, I've got like a couple little pests here and there, but like it's absolutely fine. I've got it all under control. And then bam, freaking large amounts of thrips, large amounts of spider mites that have completely gone unnoticed from me. Like, oh. I am quite annoyed about that, but I was planning on starting a plant chores video today anyways, so I guess those can be my plant chores that I do first. Oh, it's just quite frustrating because I thought everything was fine. So anyways, it is completely normal. It is what happens in a plant collection, and I can't get too down on myself because it is just the life of a plant parent, and it's something that we all need to do and deal with. And as long as like the majority of my collection is doing okay and like thriving in some instances, then I am happy and all is well. It's fine. It's actually not gotten me that down. A little bit annoyed, but like not as down as it could have gotten me. But yeah, that is everything that is going on at the minute. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up down below and leave a comment in support of my battle against spider mites and thrips. Oh, it's fine. Anyways, comment below other houseplanty stuff you'd like me to talk about in the future. Anything I mentioned here that you'd like to see more on, let me know. And don't forget to subscribe for more. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Keep growing. Bye!